Hello, it's Mrs. Duncan, your online instructor for English 102, and I wanted to talk to you about the midterm exam that we have to take here in Unit 9. Hopefully last week you did what was on the to-do list, and that was to schedule your midterm exam with ProctorU. So let's kind of talk about that activity, that assignment. It's really big, it counts a lot, and we'll make sure that you understand. Okay, so I'm going to open the folder here. Now there is an entire tab in Blackboard down here to the left about ProctorU, and hopefully you've already looked at that. You should get yourself acquainted. I did put a couple of links, but you really need to make sure that you go in and familiarize yourself with that. I put the link to the actual exam up here at the top so it'd be easy to find, but you can't do anything with it until you've done a couple of other things. One is you have to have scheduled your exam session first. Then you have to, when your exams session is supposed to take place, you're supposed to log in with ProctorU and get them to verify your ID and so forth, and then they'll have you log into Blackboard and they'll give you the password you need to access the exam. So you have to do those things first. Let's talk about the assignment and how to be ready for it. As you hopefully you remember from the syllabus and early on, all online students are required to take a proctored midterm and a final exam. For us it's an essay because we are a composition class. So instead of just memorizing a lot of lists and terms and answering questions, kind of like what you did on the fiction test, only you didn't have to be proctored and you could use your book if you needed to, you are going to be writing an essay and you will be proctored. You'll be it'll be virtually. You should have watched the videos to see how it works. But the assignment is in the quizzes exam tab, and again you have to have a password. So how do you get ready? Well, the fiction test goes a long way to getting you ready, and I would review that. Look back over the stories, especially if it's been a few weeks. Look at those instructions about writing essays, particularly look at my feedback on the essays that you have turned in. Now you are allowed to use your literature book, and if you've been using an e-text for any of them, you can print out the e-text versions, but no additional notes or resources can be used. You can't have printouts of information from the web, from the internet, or even from Blackboard in our units. You can only refer to the actual stories, and you'll be prepared to show the proctor those materials. So what will you have? You will have 3 essay prompts, basically topics, to choose from based on the content we've studied so far. And you have to answer those prompts based on the stories that have been assigned. You'll have 2 hours to write a 5-paragraph essay with a thesis and 3 body paragraphs following the normal structure, and you have to use MLA format. Now I'm not requiring a works cited page, but anything that you reference from a particular part of the story needs to be cited in the essay, and that's not limited to direct quotes, but it certainly includes direct quotations. However, those need to be limited to 1 sentence per paragraph. I'm most interested in your own words, your own thoughts in response to the prompt, and wherever you need to cite support or use support you may, but limit it to direct quotations. Now just a reminder that out of the 6 essays that we have to write in the state of Alabama for STARS, that's the transfer credit courses, this is considered essay number 3 for us. Okay, and the final exam will be essay number 6. Because we have a shorter time frame, you can get away with a little bit shorter essay. You can pass with closer to 500 words, and I mean minimum like 600, 650. But the better grades are still going to go to those well-developed 750 to 1,000 word essays. Again, original, using only the stories and your understanding of them. Out of your entire grade for the semester, it counts 15%. When you combine that with the final, that's 30%. So you have to be a perfect score on those and on everything else to pass the course, and only you can't. Basically, it's set up to be a lot of weight because it's the only thing we watch and see who actually does it. So it's important. I have some links here taking to the testing service where you schedule, also where you go to have your exam proctored, a couple of other little links, but again, go here for more of the tutorials. If you have any questions, if it has to do with ProctorU, contact them. Okay, if it has to do with the essay itself, send me an email, but do not wait till the last minute to do that. There is another option. Let's see, let's look at that button real quickly. They have some tutorials. They tell you, remind you what you have to have for your exam. Little videos, very short but very important. And then if there is some really significant issue, okay, and you got to contact me and I've ahead of time so I can approve it, then you do have the option of coming to the campus and taking the test there, set up with the testing center. But that can't be done last minute. I won't approve it last minute, and you won't be able to schedule it last minute. And it has to be done during the week that it is assigned. All right, so I wish you well. You're going to be doing a great job if you've been working along the way, doing all of your assignments. This may be a little bit stressful, but you'll be just fine.